Hi there, my name is Jenny, and like most neurodivergent people, I have more than one neurodivergence that makes up my neurodivergent identity. So this segment is going to be focusing on autism. I've been a social worker for quite some time, and I would say that aspects of my autistic identity have really had a positive impact on my role identity as a social worker, and I'll try and explain a little now. There are some really key strengths that the literature identifies around autism. One is a strong value base, and particularly around equity, fairness and social justice. So these align really well to social work values and ethics. There is a lot in my personal experiences. I like to be a problem solver and a solution seeker. So I really want to kind of get down into the detail and really understand what's going on for someone. That also includes understanding them in their own right, in their own lived experience. So there's curiosity that's also attached to that I feel really strongly aligns with my autistic aspect of me. I say that I can't really separate autism and the rest of me, but yeah, I hope you get the gist. Over-explaining is one of our limitations, would you argue? I don't know. This may be helpful, maybe not. But we like to make sure that, because context is something that's really important, certainly important to me, kind of want to make sure that everybody else has it too when we're trying to explain something. Because sometimes communication isn't very effective, and it could be because how I am talking, how I'm trying to share things may not always be successful in terms of speech. But you know, and how that is interpreted can be a bit problematic if I'm not speaking to another autistic person or a neurodivergent person sometimes. So that can be one of the limitations. Equally, the desire to know context around things often is asking a lot of questions, and that can also be seen as a bit accusatory or challenging if someone doesn't quite understand why I may be doing that. But of course, these are also really good strengths to be a social worker, isn't it? You want to ask the questions, and you want to ask the awkward question. You want to challenge the status quo. So, okay, I'm happy with that. The opportunity to really dig deep into the detail, find those problems, and then find the solutions, is something that I would argue, especially in statutory social work, is really, really important, especially if there's time limited work. But equally, we say what we mean. There's no fluff around the message. That can be hard to hear sometimes, I guess. And again, goes back to communication. But there's real, it's really, I feel it's really important, and especially when we're working with people who come into our service, that we're clear and transparent. There's a lot of bias around autism in research and literature. So there's lots of misconceptions around what autism is, and one of the biggest ones, and I think that links with being a social worker, is a perception that we lack theory of mind or empathy. That's not the case. It's certainly not the case for me. We just might communicate it differently. So it's something to bear in mind if you're working with an autistic person.